Yeah, the referrals from there's other attorneys and CPAs that they get, I guess in the bankruptcy area, that's
Mm,
common.
yeah.
So,
So one of the ways that I would do it, if I'm trying to get other people to, I mean, it's kind of a value thing. Like if you can provide value to them, then they can provide value back to you. That's probably one of the biggest things that I would do. Like, so if you're trying to get referrals, one of the things that I always make sure to do when I get a referral from anybody is I always send them a physical thank you. Something like, so for us, a client is worth a decent amount of money, and most law firms clients are worth a decent amount of money. So every referral could potentially be worth a few $1,000s. I mean, if you're an injury law firm, it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It could be worth millions of dollars. Who knows? But people put a higher value on a physical item. So one of the hacks, just kind of like one of the life hacks that I have, is when I want people to kind of, it's almost like reinforcing behavior. But what I do is I always send a physical item as a thank you. So, for example, we had somebody that referred a client to us about a year ago, and I know that they're really into whiskey. They're like really big whiskey drinkers. So or not Facebook. I went on like Amazon, or I went somewhere, and I found this like whiskey lovers samplers pack or something like that, and I sent that to them. And that one, I mean, it cost me like $250, but the client that they referred was, a client that pays us several $1,000s a month. So it was totally worth it. And since then, they have actually sent me more, and I've continued to send them, physical thank you items. Um, so that's part of it, is kind of almost like training them that if they refer business to attorney A, that attorney is only going to give them an email that says, "Hey, thanks for the client." But if you refer them business, then they're going to get some sort of actual physical thing that they like. Another thing is be sure to refer out business as much as you can. Obviously, if you're talking about like a CPA or a financial planner or something like that, and you're a bankruptcy attorney, then you're not competing with one another. So you can kind of like form partnerships with people, and really like it's tough because it's kind of like, do you have one go-to guy that has a lot of business that you guys can refer a lot of business to, or are you trying to get referrals from a lot of different people? And you have to kind of make a choice, because if there's like one guy who just has a ton of work and is willing to give you a lot of referrals, if you can form a partnership with them and actually do like co-promoting and stuff like that, and even, I mean, honestly, even do like a Facebook group and like co-promote everything where you guys are going to work together to grow both of your businesses. That's probably the best way to do it, honestly. Instead of going one to many, trying to get a bunch of people to refer you business, find somebody that's already successful that works just as hard as you do, and form partnerships with them. Do co-webinars, do stuff like that. When this whole COVID-19 thing happened, I teamed up with a lot of different people that were targeting lawyers, because obviously I do marketing, I target lawyers. But we weren't competitors. So for example, we did one with Answering Legal, and we had 1,000 people in that webinar. And what was cool about that is that, um, you know, they're targeting lawyers, we're targeting lawyers, but we're not competing with one another, because they do answering the phones and I do marketing. So based on that, we both benefited and we both got a bunch of clients out of that. So if you do stuff like that, that's another way to enhance that relationship, and then you'll start getting more referrals. But if you're just trying to go one to many, you're trying to get a bunch of different people, then make sure that you make it work. It's like everything else. It's like, what's in it for me? So if you can make it more valuable to them, then they'll give you referrals.